Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic and a return to the channel for an old friend tonight. This is ZETAMATH'S puzzle Intricacies. I love ZETAMATH'S puzzles. I have done for years and years. He is a wonderful, wonderful setter. And this one has been recommended to us a lot. So I'm looking forward to doing battle with it. It's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So I'm hoping, ZETAMATH, that I'm starting this much later than yesterday's video. I'm starting this at 2:41 in the afternoon. Yesterday's video I started somewhat earlier because I did battle with this thing, Blue Cages by Kaktuslav. If you like the very, very long solves on the channel, check that one out. It's nearly 3 hours. There was a great comment. Somebody actually has been keeping records of the longest solves we've ever done on Cracking the Cryptic. I mean, it's bizarre to say it, but however long that one was yesterday, which is very, very long, it's only the 10th longest solve in the channel's history. But it was the 10th longest solve, and it was definitely a movie-length edition. So if you like puzzles, your puzzle's very difficult, do check it out. It's a wonderful, wonderful puzzle, but it does take me a long time to eventually make it succumb, shall we say. Yeah, I mean, the longest video, that's going to be Marty Sears' finale for Rat Run, isn't it? Which I think that might have tipped over 5 hours. I can't actually remember now, but yeah, that's quite a long puzzle. That's quite a long video. But before we get involved in the rules, which won't take long actually for ZETAMATH'S Intricacies, let me just trot through a couple of things that we should mention. We've mentioned yesterday's puzzle. It's the closing date for our monthly competition over on Patreon tomorrow, so do get your entries in soon. Let's see where we are in terms of the league table here. So I don't know when I last refreshed this, but we had 596, didn't we, solves of all of the puzzles, and 621. The first 3 have had well over 1,000. So as I say, we're very flexible about when tomorrow the closing time is. So providing it's at some point in some time zone in the world, we'll absolutely accept your entry. And if you are stuck, do go over to the Discord server and have a look over there on the Patreon only chat channel, and you may find some hints and tips, or some hints and tips even. Okay, so that's over on Patreon right now. Then I've got birthdays to do. So let me look at my list of birthdays. Devon, you're turning 33 today. And I know this because your partner Malis wrote to me and told me that you've been watching it for at least 6 years. And I think you watch quite often in the evenings before bed. And if Malis asks you what you're watching, you will refer to me as the Puzzle Man. Let me tell you, I've been called worse. Oh yes, I mean even by members of my family. So I think the Puzzle Man is a delightful way to describe me, and I thank you for that, Devon. And I hope you have a great birthday today, and I hope the chocolate cake is very well iced, obviously. Next birthday. Oh no, it's not a birthday. It's a 10-year wedding anniversary over there in Michigan. Matthew and Becky. I had an email, Becky, from Matthew saying a lot of nice things about you, and I was absolutely made up by the way that Matthew said you were going to be spending your 10-year wedding anniversary with sushi and solving the Patreon pack. That's just brilliant. That sounds like exactly the sort of thing people should do on their anniversaries, but I wish you both the best. I hope the sushi is good, and I hope there is some chocolate cake for pudding. And last but not least, and I'm guessing on the day for this one because it's an Australian birthday and it's for the 20th, which is obviously tomorrow, but it probably is the 20th already, actually, because Australia's about 12 hours ahead, I think. But James, down there in Melbourne, a place that I've visited on a few occasions. I have family in Melbourne. It's a wonderful city. I gather you're planning on having Woolies choc mud cake for your birthday cake today. Well, today, you know what I mean. Apparently that is an Aussie staple. I forgot to look it up on the internet actually, but I will do so at some stage and admire, no doubt. James actually is one of our viewers who does struggle with colour blindness when we're doing colouring puzzles. We do really make an effort to help with that, but I do apologise, and we will continue to try to do better in that regard. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at Intricacies by ZETAMATH? Actually, I should tell you what I should mention. ZETAMATH, we've got an app out. Our most recent app is ZETAMATH'S Sudokus. Now, this is going to be, I'm not sure whether I'll have maybe that one. Yeah, I have got a picture of it. There we go. So it's one of the Sudoku worms that we've been releasing. So it features purely puzzles by the great ZETAMATH. We've got other worms by people like Marty and Fistamafel, etc. But ZETAMATH'S is the most recent and very popular. It is too, with good reason. So check that out. If you're on your holidays looking for something to do by the pool, you could do worse than solve some ZETAMATH puzzles. But I'm going to try and solve a ZETAMATH puzzle in this video. So let's have a look at the rules to Intricacies. The rules are really short. All we've got is normal Sudoku rules applying. So we're going to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. We've got German whispers, so adjacent digits along a green line differ by at least 5. So if this was a 1, this cell here would have to be at least 6 to be sufficiently different. So it doesn't have to be 6, it could be 6, 7, 8, or 9. All of those digits are at least 5 different from 1. But they would be the options. And there's only one more rule. As Maverick flies over, always the sign of a good puzzle. The digit in a circle is the sum of the digits along the connected arrow. So that's the longest arrow, I think. So imagine this was 1, this was 2, and this was 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So we'd write 6 into the circle. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I love the fact that there's an arrow pointing at this box. It's almost saying this is the box you've got to look at. And so I shall. So, is that as deliberate said for ZETAMATH? Not impossible. I love it if it is a sort of autograph. I mean, I don't know many secrets about German. Oh, I do know a few, actually. Maybe we should talk about the secrets of German whispers. I mean, yeah, because it's going to put a 5 on the Z. Right, let's talk about German whispers lines. So these lines, they're slightly peculiar. The first thing to note about them is you can never put 5 on them anywhere. Because if you do, the adjacent digit's impossible to fill, because we need a digit that's at least 5 different from 5. And there are no such Sudoku digits. If you go up, you get to 10 and higher. If you go down, you get to 0 and lower. Nothing works. So what that allows us to do is to think about every digit along a German whispers line as either having the property of being below 5 or above 5. And the crucial thing to get your head around is that if you can identify whether this is, say, a below 5 digit, then you know this will have to be an above 5 digit, because if it wasn't, if you had 2 of the same type of digit adjacent, they couldn't be 5 different. The furthest apart they could be is 4 and 1, which are only 3 apart. So what happens along these lines is you get this sort of oscillation of the high and lowness of numbers, which is often incredibly important. But all I can see in this box is simply that 5 has to be on the Z, but 5 isn't going to be in the circle, because we looked in the example. I put 1, 2, and 3 on the arrow. That's the absolutely minimum digits we could put on the arrow, and they added up to 6. So we can't put 5 in the circle. So there is going to be a 5 on the arrow, and this is going to be at least 8, is what that means, because it's either going to be 5 plus 1 plus 2, or 5 plus 1 plus 3. There's very few options, actually. And there is definitely a 1 on the arrow. Now, so that's going to mean that yeah, I should explain why I'm thinking about the digits I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about 4s and 6s. Why am I thinking about those? Well, I didn't tell you this secret about German whispers, but 4s and 6s are terrifically difficult to put on German whispers lines, because if you do try and put a 4 or a 6 on the whispers line, it only has one possible neighbour. We said 5 had no possible neighbours. Well, 4s and 6s are almost as difficult. The only Sudoku digit that can go next to 4 is a 9, and the only Sudoku digit that can go next to 6 is a 1. Now, that means that there are going to be... So I don't know where they go. I mean, they're looking at the tip of the arrow, but there's 4s and 6s in those cells, which means that these cells on the, adjacent to wherever the 4s and 6s go are going to include a 1 and a 9. But I really don't want to do that. But why don't I want to do that? You may say, why don't you do that? The reason that I make these corner pencil marks is what I call box logic. So you can see in this box, I've put 1 in the corner of one of those 3 cells. So I am saying in this box, the 1 is in one of those 3 cells. The small digits in the center of the cells are saying that that particular cell is a 1, 2, 3, or 5. So it's cell logic, it's not box logic. Now, if I was to try and record or memorialize the fact that I've got 1 and 9 in those, I would very quickly forget that I was referring to that whole collection of digits, if you see what I mean. Does it matter that that can't be a 1 or a 9? The answer is... yes. The answer is yes, actually. That's weird. That is weird. Right, this digit is a 2 or an 8, actually. That's quite beautiful. I'm going to do this a bit more slowly because I think there is a point to this. So let's go through the logic. What we're saying is that these digits in box 1 include the digits 4 and 6, and I have no idea where they go. But on the other side, let's say this was a 4, then this will have to be a 9. And if this was a 6, this will have to be a 1. So somewhere in there are the digits 1 and 9. Therefore, this digit couldn't be a 1 or a 9 because it would prevent 1s and 9s appearing in those cells. So let's think about what this digit is, because this digit has to be 5 different from all 3 of those digits. In other words, if this was a low digit, these have got to be 3 high digits. So in terms of the options, we can't be using digits like 3 here, because there aren't sufficient high digits that are at least 5 different from 3. We could put 8 and 9 in there, but then we'd run out of options, and we need a third option as well. The same would be true if we tried 7. We could put 1 and 2 there, but there would be no other option for the other low digit. So the only actual, from the very start of the puzzle, the only options for this cell were 1, 2, 8, and 9. And we've just proved 1 and 9 are impossible. So this is 2 or 8. That's very beautiful. Okay. I mean, I've just got something else here as well. This is also very beautiful. This is absolutely lovely. I know what this digit is. If you don't know what that digit is, pause the video because you can get it. Just think it through. It's really, really lovely. I mean, this is classic ZETAMATH. Why do we know what this digit is? Well, we've only got 2 choices. But can you see that if we made this 8, we're going to be putting all sorts of pressure on this arrow? In the sense that if this is 8, these are the digits 1, 2, and 3. They can't include 4 because 4 and 8 are only 4 apart. So these would be 1, 2, and 3. And this arrow, you might say, well, that's fine, Simon. We can make this arrow work. It can be 4 plus 5 equals 9. And you're quite right, it can be. Except now, because of the way that the sort of grid furniture is arranged, where are we putting 9 in box 5? doesn't go anywhere. That 9 just can't go in the box at all. So it can't be that way round. Lovely, absolutely lovely. So this is 2. These are high, so they're going to be 7, 8, and 9, but not 6. 6 is too close. And I suspect we're going to have to think about this digit as well. What have we got? And this is a terrible pencil mark, but forgive me for it. I can't put 5 on the whisper line. And whatever this digit is, well, I mean, very simply, that digit is one of those 3 digits, isn't it? Because it can't go in this digit here. Let's purplify it to emphasize its importance. It can't go in its own column by Sudoku. It certainly can't go on its own arrow, because if it did, the other digit on the arrow would have to be a 0. So where is it going? Oh, hang on. My computer just made a funny... No, I was worried about the recording, but I think it's still working. So it doesn't go in any of those 5 cells. It can't be a 2, because we're summing 2 different numbers. And actually the minimum these digits could add up to is 4. So this digit is one of those 3, and therefore it is 7, 8, or 9 now. It can certainly be 9 if it was 6, 3, or 4, 5 actually. Can it be? Yes, it can be 8. 8 only possible one way. 8 would have to be 5, 3. 7 could be done 2 ways. Okay, so that's probably not what we do now. This one can't be a 6 for a for a nice reason. If this is a 6, remember we said about 6, it can only partner 1 on a German whisper, but we said that there was a 1 in one of those cells. We've got no idea where it is, but one of these digits is a 6, throwing a 1 into one of those where it couldn't live if this is a 6, because these would be 1s on the end of the whisper. And you know, again, the way that ZETAMATH has laid out the grid has allowed that one to see those 3 and that one to see those 3, which is really rather clever. So, well, this is important because now we know this is a low digit. It's a 1, a 3, or a 4. So we know these are high digits. They are 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. Oh, nearly something good there, look. Right. Don't know what to do now. I don't really want to look down here, to be honest. That looks terrible. No, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It just looks very, very unconstrained to me. Is there still more going on in this box then? We've got... Oh, wait. Ah, yeah. 7. Oh, this is gorgeous. Good grief. Right. This too has done something to this box. Because if we look at the arrow congregation there, the digits that are possible for the arrow and the circle, 7 is not one of those digits. So 7 is in one of these cells. Now, ordinarily, 7 is still slightly interesting, naturally, on a German whisper. It's it's a digit people would gravitate towards at a party. But it's become the centre of attention, because 7 on a German whisper line, in terms of the digits that can be 5 different from it, we can have the digit 2 and the digit 1. They are the only 2 options, but 2 is being taken away by being here. So that means that the 7 in that congregation of digits is going to force a 1 into one of these cells. But we also said the 6 in one of these cells is going to do the same thing. So we couldn't put the 6 here and the 7 here, because we'd have to put 2 1s next to them. So what we're going to have to do is keep the 6 and the 7 apart. The 6 and the 7 are sort of, if you mix them together, they're going to cause an explosion, and that's not a good thing. Yeah, and in fact, that cell definitely can't be 6 or 7. Imagine it was 6, you'd get double 1 here, and then the 7 couldn't go anywhere in the box because it would cause a repeated 1. So one of these digits is a 6 or a 7. One of these digits is the other of 6 and 7. I'm not sure how to really show this, but that means there is a 1 in this domino in box 2 and in this domino in box 4, and that means this cell is not a 1, and that's going to push this up and this, and that cell is not a 1. So these can't be 6 or 7 anymore. School children everywhere are disappointed, but these have to be... Oh, yeah. Honestly, this is just a beautiful puzzle. The way that this box is interacting with the choices, if you like, that ZETAMATH'S has made in these other cells, it's just beautiful, because now I'm going to claim this isn't a 4. Why? Well, it's a bit like what we were looking at before when we tried to make that a 6. If we make this a 4, we get double 9'd here, and we can't put 9 in any of those cells. But we know one of these digits is a 4, so there is a 9 in one of these cells. So that won't work. This has to be a 3. And at least one of those has to be an 8, which means this digit can't be an 8. Oh, in fact, look, I've got a 789 triple now in column 5, the 7 of which is in the bottom domino, so that's not a 7. And at least one of these is an 8. It would be lovely if we knew they were different, because then this would be a 7. Do we think there's a reason they have to be an 8-9 pair? If they were both 8, does that give me a problem over here? Don't know. 3. Okay, I've got rid of 3 on these cells. That gets rid of 8 from this cell, doesn't it? Wasn't that 3, 5? One of the only way that we can make that add up to 8. So that's become 7 or 9. So if it's 7, this has to be 1, 6 now, because it can't be 3, 4 or 2, 5. And if it's 9, it has to if it's 9, it has to be 4, 5, and it uses exactly the opposite digits. So until I know what this is, I don't think I can resolve that. Okay. So now I don't know what to do again. I've got to put 4. Can that be a 4? Could that be double 9? Then this would be double 8. This would be 7. That would be 8. That would be 9. That might be possible. I don't know. What else have we got to do here then? We've got whatever the digit is that's not in the corner. That has to go in one of those cells. And... oh, I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm sorry. Is this very straightforward now? So I've got a 6 or a 7 in one of those. 1's in one of these. And then I've got to put... it depends, doesn't it? It really does depend on what the makeup of the autographing Z initial, how that sort of resolves. If No, at least one of these is an 8. Is there something I meant to glean from that? I know that there is a 4 that I have to place in here, and that is going to give rise to a 9 in the outskirts. Is there something else I'm meant to realise? And then I'm going to have whatever this digit isn't, that's going to have to live in one of those cells. And then that's going to cause a low digit to arise in one of these, which is going to be difficult if it's down here, because it would have to be a 4. Because the 1, don't forget, that's sitting under a 6 or a 7. I don't know. Sorry if this is probably very obvious. But it's not obvious to me. Do I know? I know, okay, 5. Where's 5 in this row? That's got to be over there. Oh, gosh, this has been available forever. I haven't noticed this at all. Where are 5 and 6 in row 4? I can't put 6 on these lines because they're going to cause a 1 to in the adjacent cell in box 1. But I know that there's a 1 on the... That's lovely. It's very simple. I just didn't see it. So 5 can't go on the green lines, and 6 can't go on these green lines because it would cause a 1 up there and break this arrow. So that is a 5-6 pair, which now means 4 in the row is on an arrow. Or sorry, is on a green line. So 9 is definitely on. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Because the fact that 4 is on one of these green lines, putting 9 into one of these 3 cells, well, it does this as well, actually. That gives me an 8 here, but also that's got to be an 8 in the corner, because the 9 in the box is definitely in one of those 3 cells. So this is 1, 2, 5. It's not 1, 3, 5 anymore. I've got to put 8 on this arrow, which is almost difficult, isn't it? If you put 8 on the arrow, this would have to be a 9. Which might be okay. This would be a 1. This would be a 6 or a 7. Oh, no, I've got too many 1s. Ah! Oh, that's lovely. Oh, okay. And I could have seen this differently, but I have seen it a different way. There's sort of an X-wing of 1s, because these cells have a 1 in them. We know that. And these cells have a 1 in them. We know that. Because one of these is 6 or 7, and these can't have 2 on them because of this thing. So the question to ask is, how many 1s are we expecting there to be in this puzzle in the first 2 rows? And I know that's an incredibly facetious question, but it sort of crystallizes the logic. We know row 1, if we finish it correctly, will have exactly 1 1 in it. We know this row will have exactly 1 1 in it. So the first 2 rows have 2 1s in them, but we know there's a 1 in yellow, we know there's a 1 in orange. So there are no 1s on this arrow. So how could you put 8 on it? It would have to be 8 plus 2 equals 10, and that doesn't work. So this is 8, and this arrow has done more than I expected, and this isn't 1 7 for exactly the same reason. So it's either 2 6 or 3 5, and either way it's using 2 or 5, which is therefore in that cell. That's right, isn't it? So it's either 2 6, that puts 2 here, or it's 3 5, that puts 5 here. So the 1 in this row is there, which means this isn't a 1, this is a 1, so this is a 6 or a 7 to partner up with the 1, and this isn't. And we can get rid of our colouring now, which is a slight pity, but never mind. And 4, well, 4 is still in one of these cells. What else? 9. Oh, 9. Okay, 9 is in one of those. 6 or 7, whatever this isn't, is in one of these. And the other digits, 3 and 4, have to be in these cells. Oh, I see. Oh, ooh, actually, hang on. Yeah, okay. So 1 of 3 and 4 has to be in here. What we can't do is have both of these as a 3-4 pair, because 3 and 4 on green lines can only go next to 8 and 9. So if this was a 3-4 pair, this would be an 8-9 pair, and that cell would break. So, but we just don't have the space to put both of them in this triple, because we know one of these digits is a 6 or a 7, and one of them is a 9. So this digit is a 3 or a 4, and this one isn't. So the 9 in the box has to go there. And these digits are, one of them is 6, 7, the other is 3 or 4. And, oh, I see. And this is a 9, because it can't be an 8. And therefore this is an 8. Now I've got a 7-9 pair here. Can we do better than that? These digits are low. So this is a 4 then. It can't be a 1, because the 1 is necessary to sit under the 6 or the 7. It is intricate, this. It's very intricate. So this digit is 3 or 4. Do I know which? I think I probably do. No. I don't think I do, actually. Maybe. No, I don't think I do. Okay. So the 3 or the 4 here is going to have an 8 or a 9 underneath it. So these digits are from 1, 8, and 9. And therefore, the 7 in the row is placed, and this becomes a 9. Okay. So hang on. That purple was one of those two, wasn't it? And now I still don't think we know. Well, it can't be 7 by Sudoku. If this was 7, where would you put 7 in column 9? There's nowhere for it to go. So that's 9, which means these digits are a 4-5 pair, I think. Which means these digits are a 1-6 pair. And presumably that does something. Let's work it out. What does this do? That 4 means this is a 3. Okay, that's good. That's good, because that 3 means that this is a 2-6 pair. So that's a 2 up there by Sudoku. This is a 1-5 pair. 2 by Sudoku is in this cell. And in this row, these digits are a 4-7 pair, which I can resolve. So that's 7, that's 4, that's 3. These digits include 5. They're 5 and 6, and there's a 6 there. Look, I've done lots of this top thing. Now this 7 means that there's a 6 here with a 1 underneath it. And that 3 means it's a... Okay, so this is a 4-6 pair. So, right, so the digit beneath the 4 can't be an 8 now, because it's got to be 5 different from it. So this is a 1-9 pair. This is an 8. And we've actually made a little bit of decent progress at the top. I've got a 1-5-7 triple here, and I've got a 3-4-9. And somehow that isn't resolved. But But we're still in the game here. We've got, oh, nearly. No, it didn't work. We've got 8 in one of those cells. We've got also, oh, look, there's more Sudoku, that fair-weathered friend that we can do in these central columns. Now, these cells down here are 4 and something, 4 and 8. And that's presumably going to matter. These cells down here are 5, 6, 7. So these cells are 1, 1, 2, 3. Can that be 8? This would have to be a 1, 9 pair. Maybe. I'm not sure. Where do you think we look now? I don't know. We could... Gosh, I actually really don't know. Where's the obvious weak point in the puzzle at this juncture? Don't know. Oh golly, no, I've got it. It's that cell. That's really, that's quite a weird cell. So this was going on in these rows as well, but in the first 2 columns, do you remember we have a 1 here? We've also got a 1 there, so it's the same sort of point. Where are the 1s in columns 1 and 2? Well, they're in these dominoes. So there is no 1 on this German whisper. And in fact, what we may be an easier way to see that is I'll just pencil mark 1 in column 3, and you can see from this one it's down here. So now the question to ask is, how is this digit high? And it won't work, because to be high now, it can't be 8 and it can't be 9, so it's going to have to be a 6 or a 7. But 6 or a 7's only go next to 1s and 2s on the whisper, which this can't be. It sees 2, sees 1, so that's got to be low. Which means it's 2 or 3, I think. It can't be 1 and it can't be 4. So this digit is 7, 8 or 9. Whoops, it's not 9 actually, I've just seen. It's 7 or 8. It's not 7. This would have the same problem that if that was 7. If this is 7, this is either 1 or 2, and it can be neither. So that is 8. So that's 8. Now this is not 8, and this is low. And this digit is 3 or 4. Well, it's not. It's not 4. That's too close. It's too close to 8. So we get a 3 instead. And I still haven't really... Oh, I thought I could get 9. Oh, where's 9 in... Oh, that's a very simple question. Where's 9 in row 6? Look, I've got a 9 here, a 9 here. I can't put 9 on an arrow because this would be a double-digit number. So that's a 9. So this isn't a 9. 9... Oh, well, 9 could go here, look. Oh, I tell you what we can't do. We can't make that an 8, because then that would be an 8 as well by Sudoku. So you get 8 on the arrow tip, 8 there. This would have to be a 0. That won't work. So that's 4. That's 8. That's 8. So now, oh dear, it's not actually that good, because this digit can be, well, it could be as much as 5, I think. Which means I'm very, I suppose I should pencil mark it. 1, 2, 3, 5. It can't be double 4. So this digit is 5, 6, 7, or 9. And all of those seem to be possible. Okay, but the 8 is on the whisper. So this digit's low, but it's not 4. So it's 1 or 2. That's a 1, 2 pair in the row. So this isn't a 1. And this has got to be a high digit, which is not 8 or 9. So that's 6 or 7. And for our next trick, we're going to argue about... don't know. Not at all sure. Okay, it's probably this arrow, although it might not be. It's the only arrow I've not really looked. It's the only thing I haven't looked at, although maybe column 3. 1, 2, 5, 6. So that's 2, 5, or 6. It can't be 1. 1, 2, 5, 6. Is that doing anything? Not really, I don't think. Okay, let's come back over here. These cells. Do I know the... If I knew this was a 1, at least it would push this up a bit. Can't see how to do this. I mean, in theory, why couldn't this be a 1-2 pair adding up to 3? There's probably a reason. But I don't think I know. I don't know what that reason is. Do I somehow know this digit? Oh, ZETAMATH. Don't... Oh, 4. Oh, that's very nice. This 4 is lovely. I could have done this by Sudoku very simply. Right, there's a 4 there, so that's looking at this. So this is 6, this is 1, this is 4, this is 9, this is 1, this is 5. Right, okay, and we've unstuck ourselves. So let's have a look at column 2, where we need 5, 6, and 7. And so that's not 5. Where's the bones of a 5, 6, 7 triple in... I don't know. It's still not quite there. What do I need in this row? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Oh, bobbins. Ah, what you probably can't do. Well, you can't put yeah, where's 7 in the row? That's cool. That's a really nice question, actually. If you put it here, this circle is 8 or 9, and it can't be. So the only place for 7 in the row is there. And these digits are therefore 1, 2, 3, and 6, and it's pretty difficult to put 6 on this, I think. But maybe not impossible if that can be a 7. It would have to be... Oh, no, it can't be a 1, 6 pair. That's beautiful. If this was a 1, 6 pair... So if we do put 6 on this, we have to keep this down to a number that's less than 8. So the only way it would work is 6, 1, and a 7 there. But that cell can't exist if this is a 1, 6. So there's no 6 on this arrow, which means the 6 in the row is there. This is a 1. There is a 1 on this arrow, and it's got very few possibilities. It's either 1 plus 2 equals 3, or 1 plus 3 equals 4, which is a 3, 4 pair in the column. Now, okay, so that takes 7 out of this cell. It can no longer sum to 7. And now, now we're going to have to spot something else. And that something else is, I have no idea. I've got a 1, 2 pair, right. So I've got 5, 6. Oh, I know, I've got it. Where's 4 in row 8? It can't go there because of that 3, 4. I'm sure I'm going to highlight that. There's a 3, 4 pair in column 7, looking at that cell. So I think 4 in this row has 1 position. Okay, that did remark. Oh, all right. So now I'm going to change. Where's 9 in row 8? Gosh, it's getting a bit Sudoku-y, your Sudoku puzzles, ZETAMATH. That's a 9. That's the only place it can be. So this is a 5. That 5 is doing actually some pretty heavy lifting. It's sort of Atlas lifting the world. Look, because now it's giving me a 6 here and a 7 here. That 6 is doing heavy lifting. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 5. So these are all... This is a 1, 2 pair. So that's a 6, that's a 5. This is great. It's absolutely great. Now in this column, what do we need? 7 and 9. Yep, do it. 7, 9. Set 7 by Sudoku goes there. That's a 6. That's got to be next to 1 on the whisper, so we can do a bit more tidying up. The corner digit is 2 or 3. So it's a very good chance of a 3 in the corner here. This is 2, 3, or 4. So something, oh, I see. I've got a 5, 7 pair looking at this digit, so that's a 1. Now, what do we need in this column? It's a 2 and a 6, which, okay, so that's got to be a 2. That's got to be a 6. That's got to be a 2. This isn't a 2. This isn't a 2. That's a 3, 4 pair. So we go 1, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, that's not worked out how I hoped. That's a 2 in the corner. No. Okay, this is a 3. This is a 1. That's a 4 by maths. And hopefully, yeah, I think we must be getting there. Unless I've made an error, it seems to be resolving absolutely beautifully. And 4. Whoopsie, 2 and 3. What a beautiful puzzle. That was beautiful. Really was. Fantastic. So original. The way this thing worked at the top and the choices that ZETAMATH had made to make this interesting, this interesting, this interesting. It was just super. It really was. What a classy puzzle. Good grief. Well, welcome back to the channel, my friend. I feel it's been too long. Make another puzzle soon, please. And let me know in the comments how you got on with this one. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.